Okay, so I feel like a lot of the would-be clients of independent escorts like stay time wasting and lurking on our ads because like they're afraid of getting like scammed or whatever somehow by like an escort. And this question, it was kind of brought up in my comments section, but you know what? Since I am an independent escort myself and I have to deal with all of these time wasters and lurkers and fucking scaredy cats you know, all the freaking time, I figured that, you know what, now more than ever is the time for me to address this. How not to get scammed by an internet escort. Let's get into it. Like, I understand the logic of being like apprehensive about, sending money or, making plans to meet with or whatever with like some strange internet sex lady because like sex is bad and sex for money is like a crime in most places. And like, that just obviously means that we're all like criminals with a secret nefarious agenda who are going to somehow steal your organs, your identity, and also arrest you because we're also secretly a cop too somehow. Like I get the logic behind that, but like I just feel like a lot of like the scamming or whatever that people claim to have gone through when they don't want to like pay my deposit or give me their screening info could have been easily avoided by just following these easy steps, which I will now outline. Okay, step 1. We are going to read the ad, okay? Because like whether it is a legitimate escort who wrote it or it's like a scammer or something, like I'm sure that they freaking took the time to sit down and write out a multi-paragraph ad or whatever, because there's information that they would like to convey to you, the person reading the ad who will hopefully be their customer, okay? Shocking. So we're reading the ad, right? What does the ad say? So, like, say the tagline to this ad is like Midwestern blonde college girl, but the ad is written in like super broken English. Do you think that a college student that is from the United States and is white and blonde is going to be speaking in broken like language like a Nigerian scammer? No. First red flag. Do you think that like this white blonde college girl blah 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 who's just so perfect and like the woman of your dreams, do you really think that she's going to be charging $100 an hour? But she needs to be paid via cash app upfront for deposit. Probably not. Um, Another thing, you know, sex for money, like exchanging sexual services for money, is illegal in the vast majority of like literally everywhere. Okay. So if the ad is written in a way that's like super duper explicit and like names every single sex act that she is willing to do, like a whole alphabet worth of acronyms and just emojis and whatever, then I would say that that would probably be a red flag because I, as a legitimate escort, don't want to get entrapped by the police by my own stupidity by saying that I am indeed, without any shadow of a doubt, am offering sexual services for money. Okay. Because like I'm in Ohio and like we have a lot of stings out here. Writing an ad that is like, hello, hi, I'm committing a crime, please show up, fucking stupid, okay? And if somebody's being that stupid to endanger their own well-being, even if they're a legitimate escort or whatever, if they're being that stupid, how would you trust that they wouldn't be too stupid to also endanger your well-being? I would just have to say that being overly explicit in like an escort ad, definitely a red flag because like, people know why they're on the escort website. They know what kind of thing they're looking to do when they meet up with, a girl that is advertising her services on an escort website. I think that like outside of like a provider listing, like if she's like a dominatrix or an escort or online only, I just think it's like super unnecessary to and just downright stupid to be including like a laundry list of sex activities that you will do for a set amount of money. Step 2, research/stock. Okay. So like is this escort that you're looking at like is her profile like brand new? Um, have you never seen her post before? Is she like ridiculously like good looking, like a supermodel? Blah blah blah, whatever. All kind of red flags. So definitely like type her escort name into Google. Maybe type her phone number into Google. Um, and just kind of do a little bit of research about, does this person have an established online presence? Social media accounts, always good, because scammers, they're like, they're posting things to like cast the widest net possible with their overly explicit fucking ad that they wrote in broken English that they couldn't even take the time to put through like chat GPT or whatever to make sure that it sounded right. Okay, they're just like they're looking for stupid people that aren't going to think and just do. So, like, do a little bit of research. Is this person like a person that has posted on other escort websites? Is this person a person with, like, just like matching facts and information about this escort persona that they are advertising, when things match up, green flag. That you could definitely do like a reverse image like search on Google or whatever, because that's a thing. And like if you take the pictures from the ad and just run it through, and you see that like all of like the links are leading back to escort websites, um good green flag right there. If all of the pictures are coming back, like the related images or whatever are coming back as like belonging to like some very well-known porn star, yeah, definitely probably a scammer just using some well-known porn stars fucking pictures to catfish people and trick them into sending deposits or stealing their kidneys. So yeah, utilize Google. Okay. And another thing about the research phase of like your hiring a real escort, please do not listen to any kind of fucking jackass on a freaking online escort review board, because you know what? They completely agree with the reviews actually, okay? Like if they're done in a good way, okay? A good review of an escort should be like one that is attached to her advertising profile, and like take for example, there's one site, it's called eroticmonkey.ch, and like I have an ad on that site, and like so you put up like your little ad or whatever with your contact information, and that's pretty much all you can really add to it. But then guys, they can add reviews below your profile. They can give you like a star rating, like does she show up on time, is she a real person who matches the pictures, um stuff like that, and then they could give like a short little recap about, the time they spent with me or whatever other girl that whose ad they're looking at, right? So, yeah, like I like that. That's good. That's a good way of verifying if somebody's real. Private Delights does that. Slixa does that. Um, and I agree with that, because if there are people out there who are scammers and ripping people off, or not doing the services that they said that they would in their ad, it makes all of us look bad. And people definitely shouldn't be jumping into being scammed completely blind. So yeah, I mean, I agree with reviews existing, but do I agree with there being places full of fucking assholes to sit there and strategically plan about how to be predators together to find the cheapest, most desperate escort possible? No. So, step three, okay? We have established that the person who has written this ad is a real person, because we have done a reverse image search on their pictures, and they're not like a very well-known porn star. Um, we have, Googled their escort name or maybe their phone number or something like that, and we see that they have multiple different ads in the same area, um, that all have like corresponding information that matches up, and they're not too good to be true, and they like pricing wise, because they're like priced competitively with the other escorts in the area, not like super cheap. um yeah, what else did we do? Yeah, just like general like research, okay. So we've done all that, and now it is time to contact this woman and make the appointment. But then right after she's like, "Yeah, I'm available," then you get like the dreaded like, "I do require a deposit" email, or "I need your screening information" email. What now? Well, since we've established that she is indeed a very real person who is, a professional escort, I would say that we are going to proceed and just do the things that she asks of you. Girls that require screening and deposits are a green flag. And when I say that, people, just don't believe me because they're like, well, she's asking me to send her money before the booking. Obviously she's just going to take the money and run off. Well, I know that me personally, like I charge, like I have two different tiers of deposits that I charge. One is a $50 deposit, one is a $200 deposit. And I would much rather have like my full rate of $500 to $700 base starting than the fucking piddly ass $50 or $200 that you're gonna send me for a deposit. Like I would rather just have you come back as a returning client than run off with that small amount of money. Like it doesn't make sense. If you've done like a fair amount of research that confirms that she's like a real person, um then I would definitely say that sending a deposit is a green flag because like there's just like it doesn't make any sense to listen to online strangers who say that they are going to show up for an appointment and then just like get ready and sit there all day twiddling your thumbs and hoping that they weren't just like horny and jacking off to your pictures and then change their mind. Okay? Like a legitimate business person would want to secure their time for paying clients rather than listen to the whims of horny internet strangers. Okay? So deposit, good. As long as it's like a real person with a legitimate ad. Okay? And then the screening. Like I'm going to have to say that like screening is definitely a huge, 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 huge green flag. Because like if you're just sending out all of your like personal information just blindly without doing any of the shit that I have mentioned in the prior steps in this video, okay? Like then no, that's stupid. That's bad, okay? But like real escorts that are meeting up with strange men off of the internet definitely probably would like to keep themselves safe by, confirming that you're not like a serial killer or a freaking a cop or just like a time wasting creep. So yeah, if you've established that this person's real, um, and they want screening information, and we are people. So, real people probably have a vested interest in keeping themselves safe. Just and another thing, okay? Um if we were police officers and that's what's making you apprehensive is, in your delusion we're like the cops or whatever, don't you think that we would just like want you to come through as quickly as possible without thinking, and just arrest you and then get your information then when you show up? Because yeah, that's probably what a cop would do.